Listening to a GWP weather update. It's Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, and I'm one of your hosts here from GWP, Jacob Fulmer. And today we're going to be looking at some ongoing thunderstorms that are expected across the region today, as well as a look at what we are expecting throughout the rest of this week. So we'll go ahead and we'll start off by looking at some of the action that we have going on right now. We do have some thunderstorms that are moving across Illinois and Indiana, and then we do have some light rain that's also moving through here across the state of Missouri. At this point in time, we have no severe weather alerts, and we have had no storm reports as of 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Looking at our current weather alerts across the country, you'll notice that we do have those flood watches across the Ohio Valley where we're expecting some heavy amounts of rain over the next couple of days. This is from the National Weather Service's National Weather Alerts. And then you'll also notice that we have some red flag warnings. We do have that fire threat for today across New Mexico and Colorado. And then we got some winter weather advisories where there is some ice and snow across the Northeast. So you may have some travel disruptions if you're planning a trip over there tonight or tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. Here across the state of Missouri, we are under an SPC level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather for today. The main threat today is going to be large hail, anywhere from quarter to golf ball size hail. That's really going to be the main threat. Although most of these storms, the hail is going to be less than quarter size. So not a whole lot of severe hail is expected. Winds and or damaging winds and tornadoes are very unlikely, at least for today. And the highest risk is going to be across Oklahoma and Kansas and southern Missouri. And that all has to do with the location of the stalled front across the state of Missouri. You'll notice that we do have a stalled front across the center part of the country. And so the warmer, moist air is further to the south of this front. And then some of that cooler, drier air is further towards the north. And so that's part of the reason why we don't have as high of a risk for severe weather across the state of Missouri. It all has to do with the location of this front. Going into Wednesday, it's going to sink further towards the south. That's going to cool off our temperatures a little bit as we go into Wednesday. So tomorrow's severe weather threat will be south of Interstate 44. So that will not affect this area. Then as we go into Thursday, the warm front will begin to move through the area. So that will increase the risk for thunderstorms. But the main risk is going to be on Friday. So again, looking at tomorrow's outlook. So this is your Wednesday, your day 2 SPC severe weather outlook. And you'll notice that we have a 2 out of 5 on that scale that goes from 1 to 5, as we mentioned. And so that is what we call a slight risk. And again, that's going to be south of Interstate 44. That's where our main risk is going to be for severe weather. So let's look at the next couple of days here from the model run that we have. This is from Tropical Tidbits showing you this model run. This is from the 12Z runs, the morning run of March 3rd. And you'll notice that we will have some scattered thunderstorms, mainly along and south of Interstate 70 as we go through this evening. So a few thunderstorms are going to be possible later this evening. And then as we go into the morning hours tomorrow, a complex of thunderstorms will move through across Kansas, northern Arkansas, and Oklahoma, as well as into western Missouri. So tomorrow morning, we could have some heavy thunderstorms, maybe a little bit of small hail. Although because these thunderstorms are in the morning, we're not going to have that instability that we would normally have during the afternoon, at least not as much instability. And so that means that our severe weather threat is going to be very low during the morning hours tomorrow. So we could have some loud, disruptive thunderstorms during the morning hours, but we are not expecting any really big threats from these thunderstorms. Now, as these thunderstorms strengthen tomorrow afternoon, these could become severe thunderstorms, but at that point in time, they will have moved out of the region. And so that is some good news for us, not necessarily great news for southern Missouri. And then we'll get additional thunderstorms not affecting this region tomorrow afternoon across Texas and Oklahoma. So here in the state of Missouri, we have some showers later tonight, maybe a couple of thunderstorms. Tomorrow morning, heavier thunderstorms expected, more widespread rainfall, but not much of a severe weather threat. That's going to be the big story over the next 48 hours here in the state of Missouri. On Thursday, the severe weather threat is going to be to our west across Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. So that's something we're watching. This is the SPC Day 3 outlook. And then we do also have a more, we could say, enhanced risk for severe weather as we go into Friday across western Missouri, particularly in this orange area. That's where we have that higher risk for severe weather. Now, Friday, this is going to be the highest risk for severe weather across really the entire country, but especially in the state of Missouri. This is going to be the big day for severe weather. If we have any risk for tornadoes this week, this is where we're going to have the highest chance. Not to say that we're going to have a bunch of tornadoes on Friday. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that's where the risk is going to be higher than any other day. So, something else just to mention is this is Severe Weather Awareness Week. It runs from March 2nd, which was yesterday, all the way through Friday, March 6th. And so it would be a good idea because we're in Severe Weather Awareness Week to practice what you would do in the event that a tornado warning was issued. Not only because it's Severe Weather Awareness Week, but also because there's a potential that we could have a real severe weather threat on Friday. So that gives you two reasons to get ready for severe weather, not only because it's the designated week to do so, but also because there is a risk as we go into Friday. I will say this right now, the highest risk for tornadoes at this point in time appears to be after about 2 or 3 p.m. That's what it looks like as of right now, although that could change. And if it does, we will keep you updated here on GWP, here on the Great World Podcast. We'll continue to provide those updates. We will also be Friday morning before the severe weather, we will be releasing our severe weather preparedness video where we will explain the differences between a watch and a warning, and we'll also talk about what to do in the event that you're under a tornado warning. So anytime that you're dealing with a tornado threat, what should you do if you're caught outside? We'll go through all of those scenarios in our GWP severe weather awareness, or not awareness, preparedness video. And so we'll be releasing that on Friday. Also, just as a quick announcement, there was a Missouri statewide tornado drill that was scheduled for tomorrow at 11 a.m. Because we are dealing with thunderstorms across the Springfield area, the tornado drill has been canceled for those in the National Weather Service Springfield office region. So if your National Weather Service office for your location is Kansas City or St. Louis, you will likely still be participating in the tornado drill. But if you are in the Springfield area, your tornado drill for tomorrow has been canceled. So again, that's a statewide drill, but it was canceled just for the Springfield area. By the way, that does include Vernon County as well as Jasper County. So Joplin and Nevada, your tornado drill for tomorrow morning, the statewide tornado drill in Joplin and Nevada has been canceled. In Columbia, in the Lake of the Ozarks, we are still expected to be participating in that tornado drill. So that's going to be again tomorrow, Wednesday at 11 a.m. It's highly recommended for the areas that are participating that you treat this as an actual threat or an actual warning. So, again, those are some things that we have coming up later this week, and those are the dates and times that you want to watch out for. Again, Friday afternoon is when I would be prepared to have our highest risk for severe weather. Of course, things could change, but that's what we're looking at as of right now. As we get closer to the event, we'll have more information and we'll keep you updated. That's it for today on our GWP weather update. Stay safe and aware.